Hey everyone, welcome back. This is week 9 of rescuing minis from my local game store. And this week, the only thing I had in mind before showing up was I wanted to do something mainly involved with glazing, and then there was a bunch of primed flesh eater quartz models with this burnt red look to it. So I got it. Put some texture paint down on the base, blasted that with a little bit of black from my airbrush. I'm just using some contrast black Templar to black out the wings. Now I'm coming in with deep purple. I thin this down almost to a glaze. It's kind of between a glaze and a thin coat. And I'm just sketching out all of the raised areas of the flesh. I wanted the burnt red to act as a really nice foundation for some purples. And eventually I'm going to start coming in with some darker reds for my shadows. Now onto the remaining flesh colors. I'm coming in with bold red and demonic red. Those are going to act as our shadows. And then for our highlights and our lighter bits, it's going to be coming down to blue violet and deep violet. First, coming in with the lighter colors, I'm coming in with the deep violet because it's a little bit brighter than that deep purple. And I'm toning up, and then I'm going to be toning down. So with the deep violet, it's still thinned down to the same consistency as that deep purple, where it's almost a glaze, and I'm just going in smaller and smaller amounts within each color, and then we're going to start smoothing it all back down in the later steps with proper glazes. And this is just mainly giving me all my light points. I just wanted to get it all sketched out, and we're upgraded a little bit this week. Instead of using our cheap Amazon synthetics, I actually invested in a size 0 Winsor & Newton. We're going fancy, boys. We're going fancy. We're going to take a break from the brighter points and eventually come back in with that blue violet, but I wanted to get some of my shadows locked in there. So now I have a really thin down bold red, pro acryl, very, very great for thinning down. They bind so well with water, and I'm just really going in all those crevices around all the highlighted areas. And then slowly on the raised areas, I'm going to start incorporating some of that demonic red in very, very ample amounts. Here's when I start coming in with the demonic red, and it's really going to look nice because we have a two-tone set shadow, and it's mainly only going in the more focal areas, so in the crevices between the upper chest muscles, a little bit on that leg, because the head is overlooking on the thigh area, so it would be natural for a little shadow to be down there, some around the feet and some around the back, because the way the wings are positioned, not a lot of light's going to be going back there. Now, this is the part where I start coming in with my blue violet, and this is the most brightest color we're going to be laying down on the flesh. And then we are going to start coming back in with our deep violet as a glaze to smooth everything out. Here's when I started coming in with the deep violet glaze, and I did about 2 coats of glazes on all the areas I wanted a smoother transition. And where we sketched the red on the thigh, it might have looked pretty harsh at first, but you'll see eventually it's smoothed out very, very well, because red and purple complement each other. To get purple, you just mix blue, so it all is working out. This is where I'm calling the flesh done. It's smoothed out very, very nicely, and now I want to start tackling the wings. So now I'm going to start coming in with Imperial Blue, and that's going to act as our mid-tone glaze. I'm coming in also with some Steel Gray, and then finally I'm coming in with some Wolf Gray. And this is where we start cracking out that Winsor & Newton brush, because I need a nice sharp tip. Those synthetics really don't hold well. And I'm sketching on a texture on these wings. So first coming in with the Steel Gray, because it's more on the blue side. And I'm just kind of sketching in little lines. And then I'm going to lay a layer down of the Imperial Blue as a glaze. And then from there, repeat this process, and then slowly start incorporating a little bit of Wolf Gray within the lines of the Steel Gray. So this is where I start glazing in the Imperial Blue, and even though it's such a dark blue, it looks very bright right now, but when it starts to dry, it becomes very, very muted. With our previous gray, the lines were a little bit on the thicker side, and now I'm coming in with that Wolf Gray, and you can see it's just very, very thin, not as thick as the other ones, kind of push a little bit of contrast. And we repeated this process a good 2 or 3 times, and then glazing it back down. And between the steps of waiting for it to glaze, I put a little bit of a dark umber on the base, because I'm lazy with my bases. I did a little bit of dry brush of a brighter brown, then just painted the rim black and glued some tufts on there. I know it's kind of sacrilegious to put a lot of effort into painting a model and then having such a lazy base, but I suck with bases. Really do. As we're wrapping up today's video, I just want to take the time and say thank you for watching. Once again, this was week 9. Please come back for week 10. I have a little bit of a special video planned. I initially got the idea to start this series because around Christmas time I rescued a Stormcast Eternal model from my local game store's used mini shelf just to practice non-metallic gold painting, and it was fun to really push myself and try something I wasn't used to, and I got the idea to start just picking up models once a week from there just to try out stuff and really learn. So please come back. Thank you so much for watching again. Have a good one.